thank you for joining me here today as I go through the meeting room booking template created by JMP Studios. Just like all JMP Studios, this template has been designed so that you can build onto the template. But if you ever need any assistance with building onto this template or building your own custom business applications, feel free to reach out to us at jmpstudios.xyz. So without further ado, let's go into the template. So first here, when you are presented with the template, you'll see this screen, a welcome screen, to let you know what the template is for. To use the functionality of the template, simply go down to one of the tabs at the bottom, where you'll be able to book meetings, see available rooms, look at any present issue reports, and use the general functionality included with booking meetings. So first, let's go into the meetings here, where I'll be able to see a bird's eye view of all of the different meetings that have been booked, sorted from the oldest date all the way down to the most recent date, or if it booked in the future, the date furthest down into the future, whether that be a rock party, a client call, sales call, presentation review, or otherwise. If I wanted to see a day-by-day view, especially if there are a lot of different meetings booked, I can simply click in here to this hover button and see all the meetings that have been booked on a particular day. Now, if I wanted to filter into a meeting by a specific user or colleague, I could filter in and see all the meetings that have been booked by Evan Green or Jake Red or Susie Blue. So an easier way of being able to see your meetings as you've been booked to keep track of your own schedule and what meeting rooms you have booked. If you simply would like to book a meeting from this view, you can press the plus icon here and book a meeting using this form, where you're entering in your meeting name, the number of participants, the location of the meeting, with a name of a meeting room as well as its occupancy, the meeting start time, and the meeting end time. Once you're done, you press Add. Now, in the application, you're also able to see different rooms as they exist. So going here into the tab, I can see all the different meeting rooms that I have configured, which I would suggest you configure per office basis. When I click in, I'll be able to see that the meeting room name as well as its location. So for example, here I've got the Diamond Meeting Room, which is located on the third floor east. And if I click in, I'll be able to see an image of the meeting room, its location again, the max occupancy, so I can know how many people I'll be able to fit into this meeting room, as well as room features like whether or not it has a projector, a TV, and video conferencing capabilities. Similar to before, I'll also be able to book a room from here, but now specifically in this meeting room, where in addition to the fields that I saw before, if there are any upcoming meetings in this meeting room, I'd be able to see it in a calendar view below, just to make sure that I'm not creating any conflicting meetings with anyone else trying to book a meeting in the room. Now, if I encounter any issues with the meeting room, let's say the projector doesn't work or there's been a coffee stain on one of the seats, I'd be able to either issue a report equipment issue, where I can describe the issue, or notify housekeeping that something would have to be cleaned. Once submitted, those issue reports will live here in this tab down below, where I'd be able to see any open equipment or housekeeping issues. For example, it seems like the table in the Topaz room is a bit wobbly, and I'd be able to see more who's reported it and at what time. And then I can report it as resolved once it is. Any resolved issues would go down here at the bottom, where I'd be able to see that this has been fixed, just letting me know that I wouldn't have to go back and take a look at that issue because it's already been marked as fixed. Okay, so now that we've seen the interface, let's take a look at the data. So the data in the background here is split into 4 different tables, with those tables all being hosted in Glide format. So I've got the rooms, I've got a separate table for meetings, I've got one for our team, and then I have one for issue reports. So first looking into the rooms, I'm able to see the different room names as well as a picture of the room, making it really easy to understand what the room looks like and whether or not it's a room that I would want to book. Its location within the office, its max occupancy, any of the features that exist, and as well just a grouping of the room name as well as its max occupancy. Now, if I wanted to see specific meetings, I'd be able to go into the meetings table where I would see all of the different meetings that have been booked, as well as its location, the number of participants that are going to be taking part in the meeting, the time that has been blocked for the meeting, with this being hour, minutes, and then seconds, the meeting from time to when the meeting is supposed to end, who it's been booked by, their email, as well as a relation so that I'd be able to get images so that I can understand where the meeting has been booked, as well as occupancy. Now, when the form is being filled out, you'll also be able to get a booked at time so that you can understand when specific meetings are being booked at. Now, if I go into the team view, and I'm able to see who is in this team, who has been configured in the application for the team and as present. If you wanted to add in different members of your team into this template, all you would have to do is create a new record here. And then finally, issue reports, where I would be able to see all the issues that have been requested, or at least have been issued, and then as well whether or not those issues have been marked as resolved. So this would be a great way to keep track of all the different meetings that I have in place, any issues that may have arisen in any of the rooms, and keep general tabs on whether or not I'd be able to book meetings in specific rooms. Now, of course, as I mentioned at the start, just like all JMP Studios templates, this template is really being developed so that you can take the liberty to build upon it and make it your own. If you want to be able to add user onboarding capabilities, if you want to lock restrictions so that only certain users would be able to see equipment issues or only certain users would be able to book meetings, you have the ability to do this. This really is a starting place so that you can build out your application as you'd like it within the Glide platform. But if you would like any assistance with using the template, with building out your own custom business applications on Glide, then feel free to reach out to myself at jmpstudios.xyz with information found in the template as well. So with that, thank you and take care. Goodbye.